Let's talk about developing solid search strategies for academic research. We're all used to searching in full sentences in search engines like Google, but when we search in library databases, we have to adjust our search strategy a little bit. This is because popular search engines use natural language searching, meaning they interpret your language to generate search results. Library databases won't do this for you, which means you'll have to identify the keywords from your research question. If your question is, what are the health impacts of redlining on children in Baltimore? You would pull out the keywords health, redlining, children, and Baltimore. These will be your search terms. But you'll need to connect these terms into a search string. This will help you create more precise searches that generate more relevant results. But mostly, it will allow you to find what you need and faster. In this video, we'll cover 3 important strategies for creating precise search strings: connecting words, phrase searching, and truncation and wildcards. Let's start with connecting words. In library jargon, these are often called Boolean operators, and are words you can use to connect your different search terms. The 3 most common connecting words are and, or, and not. Using and will retrieve items that contain both terms. This will narrow your search, generating fewer results, and is particularly good for connecting unrelated terms that are both important to your research. For example, if you're doing research on how adolescents use social media, you might search for adolescents and social media. But this example might also benefit from another connecting word, or. Using or to connect terms retrieves items that contain either or both terms. This will expand your search and give you more results. It is particularly good for synonymous terms, i.e., different words that have the same or similar meaning. For example, adolescent or teenager. It's also good when you don't absolutely need both ideas, but one or the other is okay. For example, novels or fiction. The third connecting term is not. Using not to connect terms retrieves items that contain only the first term, excluding items that contain the second term. This can be helpful for reducing irrelevant results. So if you're researching desserts but don't want anything about cake, you can search dessert, not cake. Just be careful not to overuse not, because you can inadvertently cut out potentially useful resources. Another helpful tool is phrase searching. This can be great for titles, famous quotations, and any terms that need to be connected in a specific order. You can use parentheses or quotation marks to do a phrase search in most databases and in Google. If you're looking for information on Chinua Achebe's novel, Things Fall Apart, for example, you'll run into trouble if you search for it like this. And this is because the database will actually search for those terms like this or like this. But don't forget to check the help section of the database you're using to see whether you want to use parentheses or quotations. To finish up, let's talk about truncation and wildcards, 2 more important tools. The truncation symbol is usually an asterisk or a question mark, but it can be other things. Typically, the asterisk or question mark will replace one or multiple letters. This can be helpful when you're searching for related words that start with the same letter. For example, this will retrieve compute, computer, computation, computing, etc. Wildcard functions similarly, but replaces letters within a word. So if you search the term I have here, it returns woman or women, broadening your search results. Finally, when can you use these search strings? In most library catalogs or databases. If the database defaults to a simple search bar, look for an advanced search option. This link is often right underneath the search bar and will give you the Boolean search operators as options. See, here's an example from the library database Academic Search Ultimate. And, as always, don't hesitate to reach out to us at asklib@jhu.edu. We are here to help.